Thank you for tuning in to the Firehouse Chronicles, where we document the history of fire departments. In this episode, we sit down with longtime members of the Oceanside Fire Department, Bob Moyer from Salamander Hook, Ladder and Bucket Company, and his son Rob Moyer from Columbia Engine Company.
Sitting with Mr. Robert Moyer, who is 95 years old?
Correct.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And his son, Rob Moyer. And Rob is Columbia. Mr. Moyer is Salamander.
Correct.
Okay. So what we're trying to do is document a little bit of when you got into the fire department. So the first thing I want to know is, where did you grow up? Where were you born and where did you grow up?
Oceanside,
You were born here?
actually. It was in Long Beach for like 6 months. And then my father had built the house on Oceanside Parkway. And we moved in there in 28.
What year? You were born in 28?
The 28,
In
correct.
1928.
28.
Okay. And so you grew up, you went to Oceanside High School?
Yeah,
Okay. What, you remember what year you graduated?
45.
Class of 45, Oceanside High School. Okay, so this is great. What made you join the fire department? Was your father in the fire department?
No, it's just a drive I had when I was a little kid, because there was a firehouse right next to us, and that was Oaks Road. I used to play with the firemen when I was, like in kindergarten on up, and we used to have a good time. So, unfortunately, they had too good a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they,
What do you remember about Oaks?
they're a bunch of lively young guys. They were decent people. Like to drink a little bit. But they were on duty. When the alarm went off, that truck moved out. And I know some of the names. Larry Williams was in that company. They moved, I think, Salamander. And when it broke up, they moved them into different companies at the time.
Fire companies.
Okay, and what do you remember when they closed up the firehouse?
No,
All right.
it's been quite a while.
Yeah. But I was glad that you remember the Oaks Company. A lot of people didn't know that it was over
There's a
there.
picture in the Oaks Road in the book.
Yeah.
Not it's
Yeah, you remember who went on to live at that house was Matt McGovern.
Right.
also.
Yeah.
That's true.
How old were you when you joined the department?
When I was, let's see, about 20,
21.
no, I think the 20.
So you joined about 1948, 49?
But yes, at the time.
Okay. So when you joined, do you remember who the chief was in the fire department?
Gee, I don't know, but I think I know one of the chiefs his name was Eustaman. Kenny Eustaman.
Okay. Yeah.
You know the name?
Yeah, Jimmy Eustaman.
Jimmy used to.
Sure.
Kenny,
Correct.
uncle.
Oh, okay, that's his uncle.
He's been, I think he's deceased.
Yeah.
Kenny. He lived right across the street. Kenny Williams, Kenny Eustaman.
Where lived across the street from where?
Pardon me?
He lived across the street from you, or
Firehouse.
from the firehouse, Salamander,
Right. No.
The Oaks.
the Oaks.
Oaks Road.
Okay.
Oceanside Parkway.
Yeah. Okay, so was he in Oaks or was he in Terrace?
No, he went from Oaks. Okay, I think he go to Terrace. I don't know where he went. I thought he used to, yeah. He might go to Terrace.
Okay.
I'm not sure because, you don't follow.
Yeah. Okay, so you joined Salamander. Do you remember your first day going to the firehouse?
First day,
Yeah. Or around the first days you went down there?
but I went on my first date with the particular girl who I married,
Okay.
and I had that picture, and in that picture it had all it was like installation was an
Anniversary.
anniversary, right?
Right.
Correct.
Where back then, where did they have the installation done?
upstairs.
At Salamander.
Salamander.
Yeah.
The old building.
The old- is-
old building.
Oh.
Well, the alteration on the front was put on.
Old wooden building? Was that
Yeah, it's
the wooden
all
building?
in wood, yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
We got a picture of it downstairs.
What year was that dinner?
Sorry?
What year was that? Was that dinner?
The-
That
the-
is-
the-
Installation
dinner?
dinners when they were over there.
I think it's, I have.
I'm trying to think.
When you went to the high school, it was across the street from Salamander, right?
Right.
Yes.
It's school where School One
Yeah.
is right now. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, Salamander started, I think, in 1901.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, that's,
Now that's my,
that was the
there.
anniversary, with the 50th anniversary?
Wow.
What year that was?
That's great. And that's upstairs in Salamander.
That was upstairs in Salamander.
Yeah.
That was.
Okay.
And all the politicians from the county came to the front row. I had the worst seat because I was the newest member.
Yeah.
But I got the best picture because because to the camera.
He, I think, is the only one still around in that picture.
Really?
My father's the only one that's, of all those people
All
there.
those
Everybody's
boys.
passed.
Joyce, let me see the picture for a second. Who? So tell me who you see in this picture. Tell me who some of the people from here.
I'm going to my glasses, Mom.
Okay, yeah. Let me go inside. I know the Ramsons are gonna come up right away.
I would think Malin Brower is probably there.
Malin Brower.
That was
Malin and I were good friends.
That was a good
Yeah,
friend
I'm
of
sure.
his, Malin Brower.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Malin Brower. There you go.
And Al Law.
Al Law.
Allo, yeah, okay. These
Well,
are-
Al Law was, although Malin might have been, Malin was in before me, he was older. He's in this picture, Malin Brower.
Okay. So who else do you see in there? Go ahead.
Helen Colley, whoever,
No, but that's before our time. I
Yeah.
think.
right here.
Yeah. Oh, the lady at the very bottom.
Okay, and who is that?
Helen, her name is Colley, last name, trying to pronounce the last name.
Oh, it's been a long time. So.
I haven't heard the name mentioned in 50 years.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah,
You're doing pretty good though. That's you're on the numbers here.
yeah. Because it's my wife, I said next to me. That's where she should be. Here's fella right here.
What's that?
This is had the gas station on the corner of.
Moment.
Well, no. He had the gas station on the corner of Oceanside, let's see, Davidson Avenue. And,
Henry Sopp?
Fred Sopp.
Oh, Fred Sopp.
Fred Sopp, yeah.
Fred Sopp.
Fred Sopp.
Fred Sopp,
Yeah.
okay.
You're right. That's his wife. And this is fella, an awful nice guy. And, but I
Don't remember the name.
too long ago.
What about
Harold Half.
Dick Schroeder? Was
Dick
he in
Schroeder,
there?
right. Yeah,
Dick Schroeder, yeah.
Dick Schroeder.
He was a good guy.
Yeah,
In fact, I think he was captain when I was going in.
Okay, Dick Schroeder lived to be almost 100 years old.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
He
recognize
was a
the
nice
faces.
person.
yeah, very nice.
Relate tonight at this time is difficult.
Yeah,
There was Bill Warman, George Hill.
George Hill, right.
There was
The one that lived on Roxbury Road. That was at,
we also had Tim Bristol.
Tim Bristol.
Okay.
And,
What year do you think that picture is? Is that the
52.
first?
It's 52.
52? Okay.
I think April 19, 1952.
Yeah.
I went to this one. That's my first
Installation?
anniversary.
Oh, okay. And you had a good time, I guess, when it was upstairs. Low
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah, it was in, yeah.
well,
Yeah.
See, across the back of the room is Dr. Fordman, was the principal, the superintendent of schools.
Yeah.
He's in there.
Do you remember what was the first truck that when you went to truck company? What was the first truck you had over there?
I think we had a horse and buggy.
You did.
No.
I was gonna say, whoa.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah, before the Seagrave, what was before the Seagrave?
Cool.
We have a picture of
How did you know there was a fire call when a fire?
Alarm was off.
A bell?
No, alarm. What is some of the bell you call it then? They had
Well, we had the phones.
Let me hold this for
At
a
one
minute.
They had the phones later.
The phones were later, but yeah, what was before that?
The
Though?
alarm.
It was just the sirens or the
Siren.
The siren will go off, and you
Right.
take off to the firehouse.
like Columbia had the siren up.
Yeah. What kind of car did you have back then?
What kind of car?
Yeah.
Well, I had an Oldsmobile.
What year?
1950.
1950. Oldsmobile. So you would jump into your car, race to the firehouse.
Him and his brother. His brother would race.
They
and
raced to the car.
Okay.
They both would race up there.
Salamander.
And were you a chauffeur on the truck, or
Pardon?
Were you chauffeur?
were you a driver?
No, where I lived, the time I got there, I was lucky to get the truck at all.
Oh, really?
Because I was so far away.
Yeah.
See, that's why Rob here, my other son, went to Columbia because
Yeah.
they
Right.
could make the truck, in fact,
just
Rob
ran up
was
to the
a
corner.
chauffeur.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost like Al Tires would from across the
Yeah.
street.
Right.
I
Right.
was. That's why they wanted me up, and I was able to get the truck out.
Yeah. Well, my grandfather lived right on. He had moved later on to Sheldon,
Oh, okay.
and he cut a little hole in the fence, little gate that he can get
so
through
you
the
get in.
firehouse.
Oh, that's great.
And then next door is Bob Brockett. Remember Bob Brockett?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
yeah. Bob.
And Malin Brow was right behind.
Behind it.
Yeah.
His father was a chief.
You can let that go.
Malin's father.
Father.
Do you remember him? Okay, so we're talking about Malin Brower was chief.
Senior.
Malin Brower's father.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what year that was? I can look it up,
My
but
time.
Okay.
He-
Oh, okay.
you know, And then Bill became a commissioner.
commissioner, right?
He was a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember, yeah.
Al Law was a good guy. A lot of good.
Yeah, Al Law.
Harry Springer.
Harry
Oh,
Springer.
Harry
Yeah.
Springer, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Think of all these.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. All these names.
Coming
I just know
on,
from my grandfather. You talk about, like, I remember Matty McGovern always calling my
Yeah,
house
yeah, Matt,
about the
yeah.
parades, and I was in the
Yeah.
band, and
that was a nice guy.
yeah,
That
he,
was
he
good.
died way too young.
Shame.
And
Yeah.
Guy's all right. Oh,
Henry Shower.
Henry,
Henry
yeah.
He
Shower.
was not, yeah.
Yeah,
He used
another
to
guy.
drive the ladder
He
truck
was a
on
good guy.
It was
He used to live on Long Beach Road.
Henry.
One of those big houses. His mother.
Oh, the mother had it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're growing up on Oceanside Parkway. You know about the Oaks Firehouse.
Well,
Kind of got you to.
6, 7 years of age, maybe.
Okay, but that inspired you. You joined the fire department,
Right.
Right.
and you've been there ever since. So that's a pretty good run. Yeah.
I've enjoyed it, and the department and the company has been very good to me.
Yeah.
For that, now I'm in about 78 years now.
78 years. What fires do you remember?
Long Beach fires,
Yeah.
end of the season.
Bob Jacoby said the same thing. Long Beach.
It was always
Yeah.
yes. That's what I remember.
What about in town? You remember any big fires?
Yeah, well, in our town,
The church.
the church, yeah, the
Underground
underground church.
Yeah. So just give me the rundown. You were there, I guess, at that fire.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
I can't tell you, that wasn't the fire. I think,
You know.
I can't go back that far.
Okay.
I can't remember.
What about C&J Bowl?
C&J.
You remember that?
What?
C&J Bowling Alley?
Bowling alley when that burned, when that caught on fire.
Burned down.
I was at that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember seeing the smoke come out of the back of the building, and then boy, that just took off that whole.
Well-
What year was that?
That was God. I think I was probably just in my teens when that went off.
Yeah, probably like 60s.
It was 60s, yeah. It was early. It was where Burger King.
right where
Yeah.
Burger King is now.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for you. Do you remember the Red store? You know the Red store?
Yeah, it's a corner store, yes.
Was that? Do you ever remember that being 2 stories?
No.
Okay. My father keeps telling me. My father's 90. He keeps saying, "Yeah, that was a 2-story building, but they had a fire. The family used to live upstairs, and they had a fire there." And everybody else says, "No, I never remember that being 2 stories."
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Okay.
I went to school 4 and
Yeah. Well, my father was born in Oceanside, 33.
Oh, okay.
So he grew up
That's
here,
like
and he
him.
still
Yeah.
talks about cows being down where South Nassau
Yeah.
was. And
Yeah.
do you remember a funeral home across the street from where the post office is? Where Dee's nursery is? It was that corner house. Do you remember that being a funeral home?
There was a funeral in town. Where was a 5 and dime store.
Yeah, Vanellas. Right. And I guess you remember Earl Towers.
Towers,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was a nice guy, but he didn't want us with me.
Yeah, right. And there's some Bobbis. I know he's still in. Yeah. Okay. What about when you started? There was no Lawson Boulevard, I guess. Right?
No, that was added.
It was like a dirt path over there.
Right.
Okay. There was no Daly Boulevard. Where the hill is?
Yeah, like the top. Yeah, the top.
That was being done. No.
We're Royal City.
Where Oil City is, right?
Correct.
Right.
That's right.
All
And
right.
fire over there too.
What fire did they have over there?
Pardon me?
They had a fire over there?
We used to have a lot of brush fires in that area. You know, behind the old Times Square building. And
Yeah,
I remember going or driving to those.
Yeah.
And,
And what about Long Island Building Supply? Do you remember that fire?
Yes.
It was a couple of days, I think, it
it
burned.
was a big fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't do anything.
Yeah, right. It was surrounded and drowned. And
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Surrounded around.
I just remember my mom talking about it and saying, my grandfather ran over there, and he goes, it burned for like a week, and it just kept burning, and they couldn't do anything about
If
it.
you were taking a lumber bit of fire out.
Yeah.
Almost,
Yeah.
almost like desanitation. We used to have those fires
Yeah.
under. They would start
Yeah.
underneath. And
Oh, yeah,
you
burn.
had to
Yeah.
do the same thing.
Yeah,
You just
it was
drop
a waste of
water or
time,
keep
Yeah,
on
burn
moving
for
water on
weeks,
it.
yeah.
Burn for weeks.
All right. What about you? Remember any of the big incidents in Oceanside back in your day? Anything come to mind?
Not particularly, I'll be very, very honest with you. When we went to the fires, they were routine. Most of them were routine.
Sure.
And most of them were, he said they were brush fires.
Mm-hmm.
We used those Indian water
Water
pumps.
cans.
they call them,
Indian,
cans.
yeah, the Indian cans, right.
You know, we used to, and their rakes and sure, we didn't have all this fancy equipment.
Yeah. You know, tell me a funny story. Remember Bont Johnson?
Well, John, I know
Sure,
Bourne very well.
yeah.
So Bont told me a story. I worked with him in the school district, and I was a young kid, and he would sit there and he goes, rescue. I was at rescue company, and he goes, we had a mutual aid to Long Beach, and he goes, I followed the rescue truck. He goes, the big rescue truck,
Right.
and he goes, we got down by Daly Boulevard, and they saw something fly off the truck, and it was sitting in the grass smoking. So he goes, I pulled in. It was the emergency brake.
He used to talk about that truck. I took a ride in that truck, and that was the last time I wanted to be in that truck. It was a rough. It was like going over the Oregon Trail in the back of that thing. Oh, because Billy wanted to go, but we both went, and that was it.
What year did you join?
I joined in '74.
74. But did you join truck or did you join?
I was in Salamander for 2 years. And the only thing that used to kind of drive me nuts is that, and that's when we had all those fires up in the terraced area. I'd see the pumpers would come in, do their work and all that stuff, and then they would leave, and we'd be cleaning up and overhauling and doing repairs. And I'm going like, I wasn't crazy about it.
Yeah.
I liked the idea that I could come in and running a pump and then leaving.
Yeah.
I thought that was. So I kind of, when Jimmy Conklin got a hold of me, he goes, Rob, would you like to join? Because he told me they needed people up at Columbia. They didn't have too many young guys back then. So I said, sure. So I ended up joining, and a couple of guys came with me. I don't know why. But
You remember who came with you?
well, it was my brother and Fred Wagner.
Freddie
And
Wagner.
then later on it was Billy Lynch.
And what year was this when you all joined?
This was, well, I was 18. I was just getting out of high school. And that was in 74.
And that's when all of those guys.
Yeah,
That you mentioned.
a couple of guys a little bit, a little younger, a year or two younger, but they all kind of followed me over there, boy. And I was a little, I don't know.
Yeah, next week we're going to talk to Freddie Robinson.
Oh, Freddie, oh boy,
Yeah.
he could tell you stories.
Yeah, Freddie and Tommy Pellegrino.
Oh, Tommy, yeah, Tommy's good,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Now these guys that you joined with, did they become like a tight knit group that you had?
Yeah, up in Salamander we were pretty good, and then Columbia we were good there. We had a little cliques and things.
Yeah,
Certain groups here and there, and yeah, we were overall we were pretty good.
right.
And
yeah.
did you and the group in your firehouse? Would you go and over to other firehouses and hang
We
with
used
them?
to socialize a lot, and then they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
It was a shame. Actually, we used to go out of town.
Yeah,
The
right.
Baldwin, Rockville Center,
Right.
East Rockaway,
Wow.
and yeah, we
Well, we were talking about with the Chiefs last week about when you heard the whistle. If you were down by Southside, you went to Southside and got on their
That's
truck.
true. That's
And
right.
he goes, like Bob Jacoby said, I rode on every truck in the department because wherever I was, I went to that firehouse.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, and they don't do that anymore.
No.
You know that.
Yeah,
The gear is all
it's
for
all
them,
kinda
and it's
changed,
yeah. Yeah.
But I did the same. When I was working building down by Southside. Then they let me go. They'd say, if the siren went off, say, yeah, Rob, go ahead and go to the call.
Yeah.
And it was one of the dailies. He used to drive the 247, and boy, he could drive. And I had the best
Jim
rides.
Daly.
Yeah, was it Tom Daly?
Jim Daly.
Oh, Jim Daly. Jim Daly.
Jim did a Salamander.
Right. Yeah, but what Daly was Southside? That was
Paul
that Bill?
Daly.
Oh, Paul?
Paul did, I think Paul.
A lot of dailies.
Yeah.
Was Paul.
But I
down there.
had a good time.
Yeah, right. So did
Because
I.
he was a great driver.
But if we were down at Southside and the call came in, we would jump right on their truck. Let's go.
Right, that's what we used to
Backstep
do.
and
Yeah, and it wasn't a problem.
And you really haven't lived until you went to a call from Columbia with Reverend Cook.
Oh,
Drive.
Reverend Cook driving, yeah.
He
Yeah,
was a good guy, too.
he could drive.
The Lord is with us.
I used to, as a kid, I used to go up to the corner and because we had the sirens and the horns going off, and I'd see him in the. They had the almost duplicate cars, duplicate trucks, I should say, the AFF, and the Mac was the other one. They looked similar to
Mhm.
trucks, and he was some driver.
Yeah, yeah.
Were these old trucks back then, or they were modern for their time?
The Mac was the American approved. I think it's the American approved. It was similar to the Mac. They almost looked identical. They were from the late 50s, early 60s.
Was the
Like 64, I think, was one truck, and the other truck might have been like a 59 or a 60.
was the fleet as big as what they have now, or
How is that?
the fleet of trucks?
Oh, the trucks. Yeah,
It was just
Columbia always had two,
Mm.
and everybody's had one.
Mhm.
And Southside, it started. They kind of opened up the thing. They made them a foam company,
Foam,
so they
yeah.
allowed them to get a second truck.
Mm.
And then Terrorist and Hose Company, they said, "Well, what about us?" And they
Right.
did the same thing. And Hose Company couldn't do it because that building was given to them, or they were.
Has the load for that.
Yeah. But there was something where they weren't allowed. That was donated to them, that building, from somebody
Oh, okay.
up in that area, and
they couldn't change it.
no, they weren't allowed to alter the building. They had to keep the building the way it was. As long as they did, they were allowed to have
This
it
is
gone.
Host Company.
That was Hose Company.
Yeah, I think it's still exactly the way it
It's
was.
still the same.
Yeah.
They have that outside truck now that's a secondary
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
The Terrace was able to, and they ended up getting a second truck.
Oh, but they weren't allowed to add on another bay for a second.
No, they weren't
truck.
allowed to alter the firehouse.
Wow.
So they couldn't leave a pump out in the weather. So they.
So, Mr. Moyer, do you remember the fireman that got killed in Oceanside over the years? Who was I thinking of?
That was
Kerner, Bill
yeah,
Kerner.
Bill Kerner and
Yeah.
Vazaruski, I think. Was it Vazaruski? They hit.
Oh, right.
Right.
Do you remember those incidents?
It was Kerner.
I remember Bill Carter. He was really a nice guy too.
A little more recent was Joe Jarvis's father.
Joe Jarvis's father,
yeah,
up on
right.
Lawson Boulevard.
Up in Los Angeles.
That was
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a very nice guy too.
Yeah.
Jarvis.
Yeah.
And Joey Jr. He was a good guy.
Joe, yeah, Joe.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about. Remember back in the day going to the state parades?
Right.
You used to go?
Yes.
We were talking about everybody used to take their vacation, make sure.
Oh, sure. It was a big deal. Yeah.
So you go, and I remember going up to Watertown and
What-
Syracuse,
right, sure,
and
yeah.
Sure.
Oh God, yeah.
so talking about the social end of the fire department, because that's kind of what it was all about, was being the group of guys, and the fire was part of it, but I know stories about Louis Calanado. You remember? You remember Louis?
I won't discuss that one.
So what do you remember about Lou?
He was a really nice guy. He worked for sanitation,
Yeah.
and he was a good cat. He was chief too, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I
he was
remember.
very serious
76,
about
I
the
think.
Fire. Louis was really a strong, good guy.
Yeah.
I think he died of a heart attack. Or
Yeah,
hunting.
young.
Yeah. Hunting, right? Hunting.
Yeah, he was up hunting,
Shocked
right?
everybody.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate.
He had a heart attack like a year before, and he
Oh,
thought
and I didn't know.
yeah, he thought he was good. And,
Okay, and then it caught up with him.
do you remember when he was a barber?
But he was like,
Which I didn't
Do you
know
remember
that.
when Louis was a
He
barber
was a barber?
on Foxus Road?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know him. He must have been awful young.
Yeah, well, I remember at the parades, if guys showed up
Oh,
with hair,
he
and
would
he was the
trim
barber,
them.
so he would give
Yeah.
guys
Wow,
trims.
I didn't
Oh
know
yeah,
that.
parades.
before parades that they
that's
had,
something.
so he cut their hair.
Yeah, he would cut their hair
Before
for the
the
parade.
parade.
And then, so who else is over there? My grandfather, John Hamilton.
Right.
Right.
He was a great guy, nice guy.
D. Holmes.
Steve Holmes?
Villa Holmes.
No, D. Villa Holmes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We call him D. It was funny when I just got into Salamander, and they got the new aerial truck. It was the Mack aerial. He would get into the seat and fall asleep, go into the fire. It was funny, and he just, and then we'd just come back and he'd just get off the truck.
Yeah, they're Steve Klein and Bob Jacoby talking about Johnny Holmes.
Johnny,
You remember
him?
Yeah, Johnny.
That was his cousin.
Oh, okay.
Cousins,
Yeah, they liked him. They were like, "Oh, he's
Johnny
a good guy."
guy was good. Yeah, very
Yeah,
nice.
John Holmes was a good chief too.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they said. Yeah.
He was serious. Liked to bowl. I think his wife used to bowl also in tournaments.
Yeah. Did you bowl in the for the department?
Salamander, we had a bunch of guys like Mel Brown and so forth. We did that. But I don't remember. I remember bowling with them, but they weren't like
Serious?
competitive teams.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
for fun,
More
just going for
social.
fun.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I was
do you remember when they did bowling in Baldwin? It used to be the
Yeah.
2nd Battalion bowling.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bowling,
Yeah, that's why the bowling was bowling.
Baldwin,
Yeah.
Bowling Alley's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Oceanside used to have
Yeah,
2
Oceanside.
alleys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah. Rockford Center had 2, and
Rockville Center.
yeah,
Yeah,
now
We
far and
lost-
few between.
yeah.
But Long Beach had a bowling alley.
Yeah, another thing I wanted
Did
to
they? I
cover
didn't
in
know-
that
yeah, I
book,
didn't know
Rob,
that.
was
What?
that
What?
we started a board of what do they call it,
Board
I'm
of
trying to think of the name. We took over from the chiefs, discipline,
discipline
Ah.
board. Oh.
yeah.
Hope they had problems with.
A lot of, everybody needed discipline.
Well,
then.
somebody,
Yeah.
a couple of guys, once in a
The
while.
commissioners asked me to set it up.
Yeah, he used to.
Oh, I
be
remember,
head of
yeah,
the
I
board,
do remember
right.
that.
I've been put in the file, the office, in the commissioner's office. That was we had a lot of cases. We had Little Malone used to fight us, Ralph Center on little cases. Your company really went crazy. was
Rescue?
Suing.
Suing?
Yeah, never heard of suing before.
Oh, yeah.
Was it
becoming
rescue?
a thing. Yeah, I think it was right. Yeah, a couple of guys in rescue was trying to sue the department.
Yeah, that's like still going on
Yeah,
now.
it does.
Well, they had like Lenny Gifford was involved in something. And
I like Lenny. I thought he was a good. I thought he was a great chief.
Yeah,
Because he was very calm at fires. Some of these other guys at fires, they'd be screaming and all worked up over and Kenny was like not Kenny, Lenny was like just
Yeah,
But I think Lenny was like 78, maybe 79, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap. But Steve Klein was bringing up when Lenny was chief, and he goes, they went to 18 parades, and he goes, we used to get 100 guys
there was
showing up.
Yeah, there was
Yes.
a great turnout for Lenny.
Yeah.
Tremendous turnout for him because he was well liked.
Yeah.
He was
yeah.
down to earth. That was that type of guy.
Yeah, hands on.
Yeah.
The way he spoke to people.
Some guys try to act bigger than.
Yeah.
And then
I always remember we're coming home from the state parade upstate, and we were trying to get the results, so we stopped at a rest area, pre-cell
Right,
phone.
Sure.
And we're all standing around, all the guys from the fire department band, and Lenny was on the phone talking to the operator, and he's telling the operator, we're on our way home from a parade, and we're trying to get some results here, right? And we're all standing around like,
Yeah.
does he know the operator? Like,
Yeah, I know.
you got to connect me to the Oceanside Fire Department.
It's funny.
And you remember Roger Greenman,
Yeah, Roger Grayman and
Yeah, yeah.
Blatt.
Burt Blatt.
Herb Blatt.
Burt
right?
Blatt, yeah.
Yeah, they were really pro rescuers.
Yeah, they kept it together for a long time.
Yeah.
They did a lot of work.
Yeah.
They really did.
That would be around the time you joined. That rescue company got formed, 47, and it was I think Dick Bauman went from Salamander over to.
No, Dick Bowman. He was a rescue, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought I read somewhere that he came from truck company, and when rescue started, he moved over.
I took him from Columbia went to rescue too.
Yeah,
One of the fellows I know lived up behind me on Oceanside Parkway. That was I'm trying to think of his name.
Walter Hock.
No.
Walter Hock from Columbia. Yeah.
And then I know Harvey Husser had something
John
to do with it.
Fabrizio,
Yeah, Harvey Husser
Harvey
was
Husser,
involved with
they
the
were
building
great
and rescue.
guys, and,
Yeah.
and Joe Coffey.
Joe,
He was a great guy.
Stafford.
Oh.
His last name is Stafford.
Oh, Sonny
Yeah.
Stafford.
Sonny Stafford, right.
Yeah,
That's right,
his son
another
was
one.
in Columbia.
Yeah.
Another person?
No, the family.
Oh, another family?
Yeah. In fact, his old back, he had a normal seat car, and this thing is in the normal seat. It said the normal seat was a great deal. It was, unusual. Well, if you had a car,
Yeah.
Oh, this is back
Yeah.
a while ago.
How about you? What do you remember of Dominic Giampola?
Oh, Dominic.
Oh yeah.
He was something.
He's a character, that guy.
He was.
But you know, it's funny because I'm in Long
Well,
Beach.
I'll tell you, he was strict with military because we won a lot of trophies
Yeah.
in the phrase because of being Paul.
Yeah.
Keep the line straight and so forth.
Yeah. But remember, he always had a cigarette, always smoking.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
but I mentioned his name in Long Beach today, and everybody's got a story. Oh, he came to Long Beach one time, and he was in a fist fight, and they were, he was going at it with the chief in Long Beach.
Yeah, he got worked up. Yeah, well, it was Roney. Roney, a lot of times. He was,
Yeah, right. Rooney, that's exactly who they were talking about. Him and
Yeah.
Rooney.
We had played cards with Dominic all the time. He was just
Yeah.
fun.
You know, I remember, like, I was in the fire department band, and we were in West Hamilton Beach,
Okay.
and we had gone back for an anniversary parade.
Right.
And I remember Dominic Chipo was marching behind, and he goes, I just stepped in the same pothole I stepped in 10 years ago.
Yes. Yeah, with the paving and that. Yeah, that's funny.
All right, so what about the parties at the firehouse? You remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they weren't really rowdy. You know, we used to go over to Shelter Island too.
Oh, Shelter.
No
Island.
kidding.
Not Shelter Island.
Fire Island.
Fire Island.
Yeah.
Fire Island.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
they'd come over to we had
That was
clam
a-
bakes and so forth.
Yeah, that was a
No
fun
kidding.
time. Yeah, I went to
Good
that
times.
too. Even.
What about, let me give you some more names. Chris Andos.
Chris
Yes,
Andos.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I
Yeah,
like Chris.
Chris. Yeah.
Tony McCarty.
Tony
McCarty.
Tony, yeah.
Yeah, he was back. He
He
stopped back a couple.
in the
A
meeting.
month ago. He was the
Ah, okay.
first
He
meeting.
had surgery.
Yeah, he had,
Oh, he did. I
he had
did.
some problem with his
Yeah, when I started thinking,
problem.
Tony, I've known him probably like almost 50
He's a
years.
nice,
Yeah,
always
the
nice.
easiest going guy there is.
Yeah,
He was. He still, I hope he still is.
Yeah, yeah. The Nolan brothers, you remember them?
Yeah.
Chris, John, and Larry.
and Larry, they called him Lala.
There were three of them.
Hey, I can tell you a story.
They were all in truck.
Oh,
They were all in Salamander
yeah,
at one
well,
time.
Salamander, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What do you remember about how was the dispatcher's office back when you got in? What was
It was a firehouse. You know,
At Salamander?
Well, what was the
Who's
gas
that big?
station? On the corner of Firehouse Road and Oceanside Road. There was a gas station. Every guy used to do it for nothing.
no kidding? He was the dispatcher.
That's where Great Link, not Great Lincoln,
No, it's,
the collision place.
years ago.
It's an auto body place now.
Yeah.
Because Charlie Dadick used to dispatch out of Columbia.
Is that where the dispatcher's office went to?
Yeah, went to. That's probably where it was. Yeah, because I know that he actually used to put calls out from over there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
He signed on one time with a signal. 10 people going like, "What?" It was the wrong. He said the wrong thing. Everybody ran up to the firehouse. But yeah, he was a good guy too, Charlie Dadick.
Okay.
So what, was it a big like social scene for you? Like the most of your time was spent.
Yeah, we were even outside the firehouse. Our groups, we always had a pretty good sized group of. Whether we went to had a fireworks show at somebody's house, we used to have parties here. We had parties that other guys used to have. You know, with certain groups or certain people would have parties, and so we did a lot of socializing.
It's a shame you don't see that today.
No, everything it's completely disappeared.
Sadly.
Yeah, 40 years ago, I went on the New York City Police Department. Woody Sealover for rescue. He went on the class right after me. All right.
Okay.
So he was in the academy. So long story short is, it was the night before Thanksgiving, and we got together and we went out. After he got at 11 o'clock at night, we met up. He got off the train and we went out for a couple of drinks. That was 40 years ago. We still meet right
that's
before
nice.
Thanksgiving.
Really.
About 6 of us.
That's
Yeah.
a good tradition.
Yeah, right.
Right,
Right. We
that's
all
nice.
make time. Like, let's get together.
Yeah.
We might not see each other till next Thanksgiving, but
Right.
it's so. This was our 40th year of sitting down, having dinner, talking about, and guys have been married, divorced. Now guys are
Right.
grandparents.
Yeah.
And, we were all like
Gone
19,
through all
20
that,
years old
yeah.
back then when we started.
Sure.
Yeah.
And our son John, who's here over 5 years serving, he's in his 20s, and they don't do that
No.
at all.
Yeah. My son is John Hamilton Costigan. So
Oh,
after
okay.
my grandfather.
Oh, okay.
So he joined
Nice.
truck company, and
Right.
they used to have a sign on the side door that said John Hamilton's door, when my grandfather would come in to the side of Salamander,
Side
right?
by side.
Yeah. So when they extended it, John says at a meeting, "Hey, what about my grandfather's door?" And they're like, "Well, we're making changes." He's like, "Where's the sign? Like, where's the
Yeah,
sign?"
they-
And it's like, "We're putting it away." And he's like, "We should have a
Oh,
door
no,
named
they
it would be his great
They
grandfather."
didn't put it back up.
No, they said they're holding it and they're going to put something up, but it was,
It's a shame
Yeah.
because the
I don't know
people
how things get thrown
spent
out.
so much time
Right.
and should be recognized for things like that. And a lot of
well,
new guys,
that's what kind of brought us to this. Like,
yeah,
let's talk about
how it used to be.
yeah, and when like I said, when I sat down with the chiefs last week,
Right.
when we got to the social part, both of them were like, "Whoa, yeah, well, that was the days
Yeah.
of going to the
They had
firehouse."
good
And,
times.
right.
And now it's
No.
they kind of act like they're a city fire department at times, like they just want to go up, do their thing and leave and not.
Right. Everything is everything is on the
yeah,
cell
with the
phone.
phone. and things.
So Steve Klein was just telling me a story. He said for Joe Carosh's.
Oh, Joey Kershaw.
Yeah, Joey was chief. He said he was having an open house, so they invited Steve. So Steve, left hose companies in Terrace now.
That's right.
And he goes, I never really went back to hose company. Not that I have any problem, but So he says, they go, you got to come. It's Joey Carosha's open house. And Joey was his aide when he was chief. So he goes, I'll go. So he goes, what time does it end? So they go 2 o'clock. He goes, I'll go at 1:45. So he goes, I go over. I had a Blood Mary,
Right.
which led to 2, which led to 5 o'clock now. We're at a Bloody Mary. We're switching to wine. He goes, now it's 7 o'clock. We switched from wine to beer. But he goes, it was him, Freddie Robinson, Tommy Pellegrino, and he goes, we're sitting around the bar, and he goes, we're just talking about the old days.
Right.
And he goes, one of the young guys yelled down the stairs, guys, you got to come up and hear what these guys are talking about. He goes, it was like foreign language to these guys of the parties and
I know.
what
They
they
don't
used to
realize
do.
they
Yeah,
had terrific times.
yeah. Yeah.
That's why I tell people, because Timmy Pendleton, I see him a lot, and some of the other guys, and how much it's changed, and how much I was happy to be in when I was in.
Yeah.
Because I could never, I just wouldn't
Yeah, it's not
enjoy this
yeah.
anymore because it's.
Well, it's commercialized a lot, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got
it's specialized.
the training now. It's
Yeah,
one
it's-
class after another, and
Yeah,
you know,
it's never ending.
yeah. I mean, these are guys that they're in their careers, and where do you want to go? You want to be down at the Firehouse on Wednesday nights, or studying for a promotional exam? You know,
Right.
it's, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But all right, I think that's it. Unless there's anything else you could think of.
No, I'm telling you, but it's Salamander, that's what I'm familiar with. They're a bunch of nice guys up there.
Yeah.
They're serious. They want to learn.
They treat you
They're
very
an asset
nice.
to the community, and I respect that.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember when they built this firehouse that they have now?
Sure.
It was 67, I think it was.
I remember we used to move the parking lot.
Where did they put you when they tore down the old firehouse?
Columbia.
Oh, you went to Columbia, the
Yeah.
truck company.
We used to call it there.
How long did you stay over there till you moved into the new place?
Correct.
How long you think you were there? A year?
I guess it'd be about a year, right? Rob?
Yeah, they put that new building up pretty quick.
Okay.
So,
Did you think, when you joined, did you think you would stay as long as you did? And even your dad?
Not me, I
so
don't
long?
think so.
yeah,
My
I
job,
enjoyed it.
I thought my job with the company probably not the best. I thought it was not company for like 6 months a year, and I lasted 38 years. That's what General Motors.
Yeah, right.
I used to get new cars all the time, and the company, and I sell them to the farm. You know, I didn't get any money for me, but I got good
You
deals.
got the
from
deals, yeah.
farmer.
Yeah.
They stopped that.
they stopped everything. There's not much of
But,
anything anymore.
Yeah,
So you surprised yourself by being a member for so long?
I'm sorry.
How long you've been a member? You're
78 years.
surprised You've outlived everybody in that firehouse. That was at the times,
Yeah, well, like you said, that photo of all those guys,
Right,
and they're all
yeah.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all deceased.
Yeah.
In fact, the
Amazing.
county officials, the town officials, they were invited. They always invited to the events,
Mm-hmm.
and they were all going. Like Sprague, I don't know, you know the name Sprague.
Sprague,
He
yeah.
was the, I think he was the
Well, yeah, you had to see a lot of growth in town because I remember Tommy Regan, who's in truck company. His family bought a house over the train tracks, and they were the last house on the block on Widener, 55 or something like that. And then since then, he goes, it's like 10 blocks past them of houses. But he goes,
Yeah.
we were the last house, and there was nothing past us.
I know it is amazing. These were right across the street there. That was an empty lot. That was part of Bristol's property.
Yeah, yeah.
And Oceanside's built out. I don't know if there's really.
Yeah, every little piece
What's
of property.
left of
Yeah.
it is
We used to
what
go
we have
hunting in a lot
little,
of places in Oceanside.
Well, that was way
Duck
back.
hunting,
Duck hunt, yeah.
Yeah, duck
Yeah.
hunting. Yeah.
rabbit hunting.
Right, my father says he remembers going down where the dumps is and doing some
Yeah.
rabbit hunting down there.
They even
and-
had a circus or something going on down
Oh,
there.
yeah, yeah. Do you remember that? The circus?
Yeah, he
Yes.
remembers that.
Modern Oceanside Road.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I
I
never
was
knew
born
that.
there. Although Oceanside Road
And Mott Street.
and Mott Street.
Right.
All right, the
Right,
Elephant
right.
Hole. Remember that?
Yeah.
I go swimming there. I got my Boy Scout. Go swimming Merritt Bridge. I went in the water.
That was where the end of Bedell's Creek is there? Was that the Elephant Hole?
Elephant Hole was at the end.
Yeah.
That was next to Merv Bedell's.
Merv Bedell, right.
boatyard.
And who else was George, what's his last name?
Oh, George Fowler. George Fowler?
Who?
George Fowler.
Fowler, yeah, right.
George Fowler lived up the
His
block a
father
little
was Ellsworth Fowler.
bit. Ellsworth Fowler.
His father was also in Salamander. And for some reason or other, even though his son, Ellsworth's son, George, and the Ellsworths wanted me to have his fireman's badge.
Oh, but
Wow.
Yeah, he had an early
And
one.
so George, I said, George, I don't want that badge. You should give you're the son. You were in the fire department,
Mm-hmm.
and you had a grandson. I don't think he ever joined. But you have your own feeling. He said, no, for some reason he wants you to have his badge. And I still have it. That's badge number 4.
No kidding.
4. I have 6, which I got from the department.
We have one with Salamander. You got number 1 with Salamander?
I got the original Salamander badge going all around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
the-
deserve it. That's for sure. You remember when Russ David? You remember Russ?
Russ
Yes,
David.
yes,
Remember when they-
and,
And they put the elevator in because he couldn't make it up the stairs
Right.
anymore. And
yeah.
so, what do you remember about Russ David? Because that's my next thing. Is I want to do the band while these guys are still
Well,
around.
The band is the main thing for me in marching band. He really had a good marching band that Russ David did.
Talking about the history.
Really, you know, this Parkinson's thing.
You're doing good though. You're doing good.
Well, you know, it slows you down.
I got you.
And in the morning, it's good. And it gets tougher during the day.
Yeah, I got you.
But I've enjoyed it. You know, good friends. Like, you know, Mike Shamrock,
No.
he's the CEO, and alongside him,
Okay.
and he candy for him. They had factory back there. And they-
Oh, very nice.
And he's like, he is like, but he's leaving for Florida today. He gets back, we go out to dinner together.
Nice. Nice.
He's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, that's nice. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's good. I'll tell you what. I'm glad we came over and got a chance to talk to you.
Well, I wish I had more to.
Oh no, you gave us plenty.
Because-
You're a wealth of knowledge.
And you know, the shame is, I was pretty sharp at one time.
You're 95 years old. I think you're doing pretty well. All right, so listen, we're going to let you guys go. Thank you very much. It was
Oh, you're
really
welcome.
fantastic.
It was a
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Flattered that you didn't
Doing it.
Thanks again for joining us, and please be sure to like and subscribe.